everyone, I am the White Walker Ash from What Culture, and I'm here today to talk about the one thing that has been on all of your minds ever since Season 8, Episode 4 debuted. For all of the teeth gnashing about the mistakes in Game of Thrones' final season so far, like the coffee cup, the incredible changing wig, the lie about forgetting the Iron Fleet, as well as Gendry getting entirely the wrong surname at one point, it is Waters, not Rivers. Aside from all that anyway, the biggest sticking point for lots of fans was a mistreatment of Jon's direwolf, Ghost. Having been cruelly sidelined several times over the years, and having been shunned for a goodbye more than once, the goodest boy in Westeros has once more been cast aside. Since his debut as a pup, the supposed runt of the direwolf litter, who is as close a spiritual twin of Jon as any dog could be, has saved him, lost an ear in the process, and guarded his cold dead body when supposed human friends stabbed him to bits. He has never complained once, never turned away from Jon or any human, and has never just gone and run off and joined Nymeria's free-running direwolf gang, even though he totally could. He was locked in a love pact with his master and friend. And now he's gone, and he didn't even get a hug. In one of the most tragically memeable moments of The Last of the Starks, the poor White Wolf was sent to live with Tormund and the Free Folk north of what remains of the Wall. Some of the more optimistic fans of the show might say, well, that's fine, at least he wasn't killed, and that's fair enough. Because the way this show is written, watching Ghost being torn in two by a White and then worn as a fur around the Night King's bony shoulders probably would have fit the brief. But that doesn't take away from the pain of his exit. It just doesn't feel entirely right that Jon would fail to even give his loyal companion a pat on the head, especially since he's done it before in the past with no issues at all. Naturally, just as the showrunners address the coffee cup disaster, we have an official answer on why Jon didn't say goodbye properly to Ghost, thanks to the episode's director David Nutter, who spoke to the Huffington Post saying, since the direwolves are kind of CG creations, we felt it best to keep it as simple as possible. He also clarified to the New York Times that it was very much a CGI issue, which reiterates something Miguel Sapochnik said back in 2016 when it was revealed that Ghost was supposed to be a part of the Battle of the Bastards. He was eventually dropped from those battle sequences though, because in practice, Ghost was an incredibly time-consuming and expensive character to bring to life. Boo! You really have to then think of the counter-arguments. Firstly, in story terms, not giving the direwolves a chance to repay the favour of the Starks rescuing them from certain death as pups feels like a rare missed opportunity to tie up a hugely symbolic moment from the show's early days. It would have been the perfect way to tie in the imagery of the strength of the pack that has been leaned on so much this season. And then there's the fact that this season has already shown moments of profound VX achievements. Jon rode a dragon, a whole army of Whites flowed out of the darkness like hellish water. White Walkers burst into showers of ice, and a dead giant literally picked up Lyanna Mormont and squeezed her. Interaction is not a problem here. In that context, making a dog look a bit bigger and getting Jon to say goodbye to it shouldn't have been a challenge. Lord of the Rings managed to make hobbits and lanky wizards interact, so this excuse just doesn't feel full wash. Nutter actually doubled down by saying that he thought that it played out much more powerfully that way. And there is something to be said about that, as Jon's look to Ghost could have been played as him being too hurt to be able to say goodbye directly. But this is not an isolated moment of neglect, and cumulative evidence makes it look like Jon just doesn't love Ghost as much as Ghost loves Jon. He's such a good boy! Now, let's all just take solace in a couple of things. Firstly, that Ghost will have way more fun living as Tormund's sidekick, providing the wildling legend doesn't get too horny on a lonely wander. And then also that Sophie Turner adopted her direwolf in real life. Well, the dog, not the actual direwolf, because that would be irresponsible and imaginary. But yes, that's the tea. Everyone is bad in this scenario apart from Ghost, so let's just leave our broken hearts behind and power through these last few episodes. What did you think about Jon's goodbye to Ghost? Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. I'm Ash, this is What Culture, and I'll see you again soon. Vala Magoolis!